Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-August 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as well as the way I'm us, it's why I call it a bridge and a gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, future energies between you and a main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well with some additional insight. After the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all out of the way, let's get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Eight of Cups. So Pisces energy here, and to me this says that you might have actually gotten to a certain level with this person, but then you might have felt like you might have hit a bit of a wall, right? Where you're like, okay, I don't necessarily see that I could take the connection further with this person, right? Maybe you just felt like, if we look at the artwork here, we see that one cup looks different from the other seven, right? So you might have felt like, oh, I don't know if they have the love to give that I would need, right? Looks like they have an empty cup here. But interestingly enough, with the 7 cups on that side, they could just be pointing to a lack of clarity in the situation too, though. Alright, so past energy on their side, we have the Emperor. So this is the major arcana card for Aries. So yeah, maybe you might have felt like this person might have been a little self-absorbed, for example, right now. Maybe they were also in a position of power too, so maybe you might have felt like, okay, because they have so much energy they're putting into that area of life, maybe they don't have enough to give the connection, right? So that could have been the energy they were giving off in the past that might have made you feel like you couldn't really go any further with the connection. All right, present energy on your side, we have the King of Coins. So this is Taurus energy here. So yeah, it could just be saying that maybe you guys shifted your focus and maybe you started to focus more on your careers, for example, and in the process of doing so, maybe you had some success there as well. So yeah, it could just be saying that maybe because you felt like, all right, well, there's not really a lot of love energy being shared between the two of you, you decided to shift your focus to another area of life, and in the process that actually helped you build that area of life up. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, to me this could just be saying at the very least, maybe this is a sign that you might have read the energy wrong between the two of you, right? So again, like I said, maybe you thought, oh, they maybe they're self-absorbed, or maybe they always think about their careers or something like that. But then they might come across here and show you a bit more of a light, down-to-earth, playful side to their energy, right? They might express some interest towards you as well. Now, I do have to say another way it could be playing out too is, if there's someone who thought that maybe you didn't have your own goals necessarily, so maybe they were like, oh, I don't know if I could give this person the amount of energy they would need, but then they see, oh, okay, you actually do have your own stuff going on too. That might be what helps them let their guard down to say, okay, well, it looks like we can meet each other on the same level. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Four of Staves. So this is Aries energy here. And yeah, at the very least, this looks like the two of you could, at the very least, talk about making this a more long-term, stable commitment between the two of you. So definitely looks like some positive momentum there for sure. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, again, I feel like this is saying that this is more of an indicator that, now for some of you, yeah, I feel like maybe they legitimately were really career focused, right? Or, seem to be doing their own thing. But I feel like this is saying that the more you get to know them, the more you see that they really do have a more open side, a more down-to-earth side, and a more passionate side. And they'll be showing that to you as the connection goes on. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have Wisdom. So yeah, this is the equivalent to the High Priestess. So yeah, to me this is again pointing to, like I said, maybe you were just trying to go strictly off of intuition, right? Because we do see over her shoulder, we see the masculine figure there with the sword too, which could represent communication, right? So I feel like this is saying initially you were just trying to read your intuition to get a feel for this person, rather than not taking the outright opportunity to communicate with this person. So I feel like this is saying, maybe initially you made some wrong assumptions about this person, but I feel like you're going to realize that somewhat quickly. And I mean, for some of you, that could just have to do with the fact that you guys have Mercury retrograde moving into your opposite sign. So It's still in Virgo, I think, right now, but it's going to be moving into your opposite sign in a few days. So that could be pointing to that. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Hierophant. So yeah, this is Taurus energy here. And again, like I said, I feel like this is saying that, you might have taken them as someone who had no interest, for example, in giving energy toward a romantic connection, but beneath the surface, you do find out that, okay, yeah, actually, they do have more of that emotional side to them than you thought initially. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what you get from the Messages of Love oracle card deck here. Just going to pull a single card from this deck. Alright, let me just put the deck down. And just give me a few seconds, we'll tune in and pull a card. Alright, we'll take this card here. Get this out of the way. And next we'll pull a card from the Wisdom Oracle deck. Same situation, just a single card. And then we'll read the messages from both cards and wrap the reading up with that. Alright, so I'll put this deck down as well. And just give me a few seconds to tune in. We'll pull a card from this deck. Alright, we'll take that one, I guess. And let me get this out of the way. Let's make a mess over here. And let's see what you got from the Messages of Love. Alright, we have Unavailable. It says this person is unable to give you all you deserve. So that's interesting, right? Because we were talking about how that seemed to be the energy that you were picking up on in the past. Where you're like, oh, this person seems like, maybe, again, like I said, maybe for some of you might have felt as far as self-absorbed, but if not even that, you just saw like, okay, it looks like this person has a lot going on in their lives, so I don't really know if this could go any further. But it does seem, so maybe it did have to take you guys walking away for them to shift gears, but at the very least, it does look like they are going to move toward being more open toward you. So I feel like for some of you, you might still be feeling that energy now, but it looks like it might move in a much more positive direction as time goes on. But we'll see. Let's see what the oracle says. All right, we have Round and Round. All right, there's the artwork, and the number is 25. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says, are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. So yeah, interesting message there, right? Because that reminded me of what I was hinting at a little earlier, so let me just revisit it for a second. So let's say this is someone who, let's say they work 80 hours a week, right? All right, that's a little crazy. Let's say 60 hours a week, right? And you, let's say maybe you weren't really working much at all. So you're like, oh, well, this person can't really give me what I need, right? But then ironically, as you step away from that, you start to focus more on your career, right? So now you're putting more energy toward your career, and then that helps you, subconsciously. But now through that process, you're actually able to meet this person at a more equal level because they don't see that as, oh, well, I'm working all the time. This person's going to want time from me that I don't have to give, right? And as you focus more on yourself, now you guys have a closer amount of free time available, right? So it's like, okay, now the connection could actually gain traction and move forward from there. So Obviously, that's not going to be the case for all of you, but that's how I see the energy potentially playing out for some of you anyway. So, hope it resonated for you guys. Wrap up now. I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.